What's happening, people? The Liverpool Prophet back again. Not the greatest news coming out today. Well, it depends on how you look at the situation, to be fair. Trent Alexander-Arnold has confirmed he will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. He is set to sign a 6-year deal at Real Madrid, making him a Real Madrid player for the next 6 years. Now, you can look at this in two ways. I'm seeing a lot of I see a lot of people giving Trent a lot of loving on social media, getting a lot of loving. Oh, he well done, good luck. Now, of course, you never wish a player bad. Always, always, always. No matter how they leave the club. Well, it depends actually, but you always wish a player well in their journey to the next club. You never wish them ill, or you never wish bad luck on them. So, I think firstly, what I want to say is just good luck to Trent at Madrid. Hopefully he has a decent career there. Good luck to him. Hope it all goes well. Yeah, that is what I wanted to just touch on first. Now let's get into the other bit. Now, I look at this in two ways. I think I can see on social media, I'm seeing Trent get a lot of loving off social media by some of our fans. I'm seeing a lot of Trent, it's unfortunate. He can't be replaced. I mean, look, I don't understand. Like, he's literally done the same thing that Coutinho did back in 2018 when Coutinho snaked us for Barcelona and left. Trent's basically done the same thing, but with Madrid this time. And I'm having to sit there and see him getting loaded up by everyone, by the media, by everyone, saying, "Oh, what a great servant he's been," and all this and all that, when he's literally just snaked us like Coutinho, and Coutinho got absolutely ripped for doing this exact same thing. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why Trent has this special treatment around him where, he can just do this and get loaded up for it. I think he should be receiving a bit of criticism. I can't lie. Another thing I wanted to talk about is how will Trent do at Madrid. Now, us Liverpool fans have put up with Trent's lazy defending, lazy attitude at times, which has been unacceptable, but we've put up with it because he's a Scouser. Now, if anyhow Trent decides at Real Madrid he is going to go there with this half-assed attitude of being lazy defensively, not strolling around in games, not giving a toss, he's in for a rude awakening. He's had it easy at Liverpool this last 8-9 years because no one's criticised him. Yeah, his defending's been criticised a bit, but it's not been nowhere near as bad as it could be in Madrid. He's in for a really rude awakening if he has that lazy attitude in Madrid and lazy defending, because I'll be honest, that El Clasico, going up against players like Lamine Yamal, even Rafinha, that is going to be a torrid time for him if he doesn't buckle up defensively. Now, he has improved this season defensively under Arnold Slot. That is probably more to do with Slot being a bit more of a defensive-minded coach. But if he goes in with that lazy attitude at Madrid, he's in for a rude awakening. He won't last a month. Madrid fans, they are ruthless. They do not care. They have no sentimental attachment to managers, to players like we do here at Liverpool. They will call for your head after a week, after one bad game, 2 bad games. That is the high standard that they have. And honestly, Trent's never dealt with that type of abuse and pressure. So if he has that lazy mindset, he cannot have it. Honestly, he's gonna have to improve defensively a great deal, to be fair. He won't be able to have this lazy mindset of strolling around, not giving a crap, because if he does, he's gonna get hounded out of Madrid. And I don't want to see that, to be fair, because Trent is a nice guy. But his attitudes are going to have to change massively. Also, I think what I'm particularly annoyed about is the fact that he's let this drag on for as long as it has. Could have come out a long time ago and said, I'm leaving. Or could have put out a video a while ago so we'd know the situation. He's let this drag on to almost the end of the season. Because he's been a coward, he's been afraid, he hasn't wanted to come out and say why that he wants to leave. He hasn't had the bollocks basically to come out and say, I want to leave. Honestly, what you mean? if you do leave Liverpool, you are going to receive a little bit of backlash. He honestly expected to go backlash free, which is not going to happen, is it? He cowered. He didn't own up to it, and he's put out in a video. And the video as well, he did all this. Oh, it's been a great 10 years. How about we just say it as it is, mate? How about we just say it as it is? You chose Madrid. You chose to be another player at Real Madrid over being the living legend at Liverpool. Like a lot of other players have, to be fair. A lot of other players have done what you've done, but you've chosen to be another player at Madrid rather than be a living legend here. You ain't going to go down as a legend now, mate. No chance. You won't go down as a Liverpool legend now. You won't get that statue that you probably wanted when you was younger. And you are going to just be another player at Madrid, to be fair. Because the talent that they have there, you're going to go completely unnoticed, to be fair. So you are going to just end up being another player at Real. Also, what's made it even worse is these celebrations that he's been doing. The celebration against Leicester, what was that all about? You know you're leaving the club. Why are you taking your shirt off? Why are you giving the fans fake hope that you're going to stay? That maybe there's something there you might not be leaving. Why would you do that? The title winning celebration to you, giving it large, all of this, all of that. Why are you celebrating that when you know you're leaving? Just do a normal celebration like loads of other players do. Taking your top off and doing all this like that, that is just giving such a wrong impression off to certain fans. Not for me personally. I kind of saw it as a PR stunt of him. I think he knew he was going to leave. He knew the announcement video was coming, obviously. And he was doing all of that to just kind of soften it up with the fans. So that maybe I've shown a bit of passion and fight. Maybe they won't be so hard on me when I drop my announcement video. It was all PR from Trent. It was all PR, honestly. It was all a PR stunt. He planned it like that. Seriously. That is what it was. A lot of fans, poor fans, had fake hope that he was going to stay. I looked at it and thought, listen, he's just doing this all as a PR stunt to try and soften the fans up before he announces his departure video. And lo and behold, that is what he did. I was correct. And a lot of fans are going to be even more gutted now. And a lot of them are going to be pretty angry because to celebrate like that when you know you're leaving is a really, really, really kind of a piss take, to be fair. And I know a lot of fans are going to be really, really pissed off at that. And it's going to really sour their mouths and sour their feelings with Trent. But overall, I think Trent is leaving Liverpool. And I think the majority of people are not abusive, toxic towards him. I have a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, but I'm not going to be abusive. I'm not a toxic. I'm wishing him well on his journey. But I can't lie, I haven't got a sour taste in my mouth after all of this. I've got to be totally honest, I have. Most Liverpool fans obviously are pretty they're not too, well, they're upset obviously, but everyone's wishing him well in his journey. I haven't seen toxic comments or anything about this, which is nice to see. Shows how class we are as a club. Wishing our player well in his last towards the end of his Liverpool journey. But I think another thing I wanted to touch on is the special treatment now. If Virgil and Mohamed Salah had hypothetically not extended and they had decided they were going to leave, would they be getting the same loving treatment that Trent's getting now? Because I don't think they would. I think that Salah and Virgil would be getting absolutely rinsed, cooked by our fans and the media if they had decided that they were going to leave and they were going to go chase the money. But I think Trent, he's getting special treatment. But I have a strong feeling that this treatment wouldn't be there for Salah or Virg. Honestly, I'm not sure whether that's because Trent's a local lad and he's been with the club for years and he's getting special treatment because of that. But honestly, no other player in our team is getting that treatment. If any other player had decided to do this to Liverpool, we saw it with Coutinho in the past, how some of our fans reacted to that. The same fans that reacted to Coutinho snaking us are now the same fans that are, kissing Trent's ass and being all, he's leaving, this, that. Look, no other players getting this special treatment. And for years, Trent's had special treatment. I mean, no one's really acknowledged that he's not a good defender other than rival fans, to be fair. Our fans have constantly tried to argue that he's a good defender when he just isn't. Bang, average defender, League One level at best, and that's putting it nicely. Our fans have always protected the guy like he's above criticism and all this. Like, never criticised him when he was strolling around the season before last when he was just strolling around, not giving a crap. The guy just seems to be above criticism for me, and I don't like that. I don't like any player being above criticism. I think all players should be criticised and be held to a certain standard. But I think looking at it now, who's going to be our next right back? I know I've seen a lot of people saying Bradley should be the new starting right back. I disagree, to be fair. I think Conor Bradley is going to be a brilliant right back in the future. But I think I've seen a couple times this season where he's looked a bit inconsistent, and it shows that he still has a lot of developing to do, and he still has a lot more potential to unlock. So I would personally not go Conor Bradley. I'd say we dip into the market, get a new right back. Like a Frimpong. I think a Frimpong would be perfect. A Frimpong could be perfect because literally the guy can defend and attack, and I think Conor Bradley could learn a lot of someone like that. He could learn a lot of someone like that. So I think Jeremy Frimpong would be a perfect replacement for us. Conor Bradley can also learn off him, and you can interchange them as well a lot more. A lot more. But now that Trent's confirmed to be gone, I don't know. Now that he's confirmed to be gone, I think surely that's it for him. I don't think he'll be playing again now for Liverpool. I think maybe he'll make a cameo off the bench in the next 3 games, but I don't expect to see him starting now. You can't start him when you know he's leaving. You've got to play Conor Bradley. Give Conor Bradley a good run the last 2-3 games, and have Trent on the bench. If you want to bring him on last 20 minutes, 10 minutes, fair enough, but he cannot start now. He cannot be starting games no more. He has to hold bench. We know that he's leaving. It's not going to send a good message if a player's leaving and he's still getting minutes. His head's going to be in Madrid. His head's been in Madrid for a while now, so it has to be kind of badly going forward now for the next couple of games. And hopefully we get that new right back in the summer. But I've felt that this has always been coming, to be fair. Since Klopp left last season and we saw Trent's reaction, the way he acted, how heartbroken he was, you kind of always had that feeling that if someone came knocking for Trent, a big club, without Klopp there now, his father figure, his mentor, his head might turn, and that is exactly what's happened this year. From the beginning of the season, I think Trent hasn't had a great season at all. I think he's had his mind turned to Madrid for a good while now. He hasn't been good this season. I wouldn't say he's been bad. Look, he has been bad on a couple of occasions, but he's been okay this season, not great. He's had 1 or 2 good games. The United game for me really showed me that his head wasn't in it, and that's when I think a lot of Liverpool fans started to worry that maybe his head's turned at Madrid, because that performance was absolutely unacceptable. It looked like he didn't care at all, like his head was already in Madrid. Similarly again against Chelsea yesterday, same type of performance. He's had that performance a couple of times this season. So it feels like his head's been turned for a good while now, and yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like he hasn't been the Trent of old this season. He's been inconsistent. He's had a good couple of games, mostly bad games, and other games he's looked okay. But I think overall, it's been pretty clear. The writing's been on the wall for a while that Trent, his head was going to be turned without Klopp here, and that is what's happened. His head has been turned. It's unfortunate. I think a lot of fans would have liked to keep Trent here, but look, chose to be another player at Madrid over a legend at Liverpool. And to be fair to Trent, how many other players have left Liverpool and succeeded? I can't name a lot, to be fair. I cannot. I'm looking at Wijnaldum, Mane, Coutinho. There's a lot of other players that I'm not naming off the top of my head. All of these players that wanted to leave Liverpool. To be fair to a lot of them, they did leave in a graceful manner. They didn't leave in bad ill. Mane obviously wanted more game time. Wijnaldum was coming. Obviously felt his journey had come to an end. But albeit so, how much players succeed when leaving Liverpool? Not a lot. Most of them do not succeed, and they end up playing in the Saudi league, like they are. Like a lot of them are now, to be fair. Henderson as well. Players don't usually succeed when they leave Liverpool, no matter where they go. I think a lot of players don't realise how good they have it at Liverpool, how special the club is, how much love they get here, and they only realise after they've left Liverpool how special this club was. That's what Coutinho's realised. That's what other players have realised. This is a special, special club, and you're not gonna get the treatment that you get at other clubs that you do here. You know, we are special. We are built different. We do it different. A lot of players don't really succeed. Hopefully it's different for Trent. Like I said, I don't want him to be. I don't want him to not succeed. But I'm saying hypothetically, most players don't succeed when they leave Liverpool. It's just a thing. It's just the way it is. But yeah, at least now we know it's confirmed that Trent will be leaving Liverpool at the end of this season. Unfortunate, but at least we know now it's confirmed. I think for me, like I said, extending Virgil and Mohamed Salah were the main things. Trent can be replaced, but I'm glad that we know now. I'm glad that it's out there that we have this relief now that we know Trent's off. Okay, we can plan for the future. Because this was just dragging out way too much for my liking. But yeah, Trent's off. Good luck to Trent Alexander-Arnold at Madrid, obviously. But let's move forward now. Let's go get a new right back. Let's move on from this, man. Let's put this behind us and let's go, man. Up the Reds. It's unfortunate, but we move. You know, players leave us all the time. We manage just fine. We'll manage fine again. Up the Reds. Let's go.